Hello everyone, welcome to English Tutorials by Poonam Thakur. In this video, I'm going to discuss theme, summary, title and mind map of the chapter Third Level by Jack Finney from Vistas, Class 12th English textbook. Let's discuss the theme first. The story dwells on the theme of escapism not only as a psychological refuge from the grim realities of the present day world, but also as a longing to stay with the past or to keep the past alive in the complexities of the present. In the story, Charlie not only expresses desire to escape, but also prepares and tries very hard to run away from the reality in search of Utopian world. The story clearly explores the science fiction genre of time travel. Jack Finney interweaves fantasy with the reality in the most futuristic projection of time travel. Charlie wishes to be transported to the third level, the world of 1894, which is apparently much happier and quieter place to be. It is one of the most concise and entertaining story about time travel. Another underlying theme is that human mind is so complex that it is not possible to fully explain its urges, instincts, and thoughts scientifically. Now, I will be summarizing the story for you. The story, the third level, revolves around a 31-year-old man named Charlie who experienced something peculiar. One summer night after working late, he was keen to reach home, but in his hurry, he lost his way. He discovers a new exit and walks through the long corridor into the third level of the Grand Central Station. In reality, there are only two levels of Grand Central Station in New York. But Charlie is convinced that there are three, not just two levels of stations. Charlie's psychiatrist Sam Weiner and his friends think his delusion is a walking dream wish fulfillment. That means he was dreaming, he was daydreaming, or he was hallucinating. And like his stamp collection, a temporary refuge from a world full of insecurity, fear, war, and worry. Charlie describes how one evening, while hurrying home from office, he decides to take the subway from Grand Central Station and lost his way. He eventually finds himself on a strange third level with spittoons, gas lights, an ancient locomotive, and people whose appearance and clothes look strange. He realizes that he has somehow traveled back in time to 1890s, which is confirmed by the newspaper's lead story on President Cleveland. Charlie tries to buy tickets to Galesburg, Illinois, the town of his dreams. However, he was nearly arrested. The money he gave to pay the fare was different from that in use those days. The booking clerk thought that he was cheating or trying to fool him, and so he leaves the station in hurry. During his lunch break the next day, Charlie withdraws nearly all his savings and buys old style currency to buy tickets to the Galesburg of 1894. But he never again found the entrance to the third level at Grand Central Station. Charlie finds evidence that the third level actually exists when he discovers a letter dated July 18, 1894, addressed to his grandfather at Galesburg, Illinois, from his psychiatrist and friend Sam, who it seems was not skeptical of the third level as he had appeared. Students, let me briefly explain what exactly is mind map and why it's so important these days. So, a mind map is a graphical way to represent ideas and concepts. It is a visual thinking tool that helps structuring information, helping you to better analyze, comprehend, synthesize, recall, and generate new ideas. It is just like making notes and it helps in remembering things for longer duration. Let's focus on my map of third level. So the third level is written by Jack Finney and it belongs to a genre of sci-fi fiction. So Grand Central Station of New York has two levels, but Charlie, a 31-year-old dweller of the city, talks about there being three. Not only does he believe in the existence of this hypothetical third level, but also claims to have been there. After this experience at Grand Central Station, Charlie visits a psychiatrist friend to talk about this problem. His friend calls it a walking dream wish fulfillment. That means he was daydreaming or maybe hallucinating and rationalizes Charlie's psychology by saying that the modern world is full of insecurity, fear, worry, and war, and everybody wants to escape to some temporary refuge from reality. So, according to him, even Charlie's hobby like stamp collection is a manifestation of this escape from reality. Charlie was in a hurry to be with his wife Louisa, so he took a shortcut and he entered the Grand Central Station. The fast growing Grand Central Station at times seems to be a maze to Charlie. He had lost his way a couple of times earlier too while taking the subway. But this time, when he loses his way, something unique happens. Charlie keeps walking in the quiet corridor, angling left and slanting downward, till he reaches an old station that is completely different from the old familiar levels. The antiquated small room with fewer ticket counters and train gates, a wooden information booth, flickering open flame gas lights, and brass spittoons reminds him of the architecture of the 1800s. He also finds that people are dressed in old fashioned outfits. He notices that the date on the newspaper the world is printed June 11, 1894. As he tenders money to the clerk at the counter to buy two tickets, he realizes that he needs to have old currency bills to do so. So he hurries back to the present day world. So Sam's wife Loisa is really worried after knowing all this and asks him not to look for the third level any further. Suddenly, Charlie realizes that his friend Sam Werner is nowhere to be found. So he and his wife keep looking for him in the weekends. Sam was the one with whom Charlie used to share his ideas about Galesburg. Now Charlie has, given up looking for third level and is busy with his life. And we know that he loves stamp collection. And one day he was just going through his stamp collection. He comes across a letter that was not there earlier. It bears the postmark on a faded 6-cent stamp with a picture of the President Garfield. The envelope was sent on July 18, 1894 to Charlie's grandfather in Galesburg and is addressed to Charlie. The letter reads that Sam has reached Galesburg and is having nice time over there. He also invites Charlie and Louisa to Galesburg. When Charlie goes to the stamp and coin store, he's appraised of Sam's exchanging $800 for the old currency bills to establish his business of hay, feed, and grain in Galesburg. The letter was written by Sam Weiner, who was Charlie's psychiatrist friend. Let me explain the significance of the title. Oppressed by the pulls and pressures of modern life, man yearns for an escape from all the tensions and worries. He looks for a level of existence that would yield peace and tranquility. It is this utopian world that Jack Finney has chosen to call the third level. The chapter Third Level deals with the theme of insecurity, fear, and war. The narrator Charlie seems to be stressed. His longing for some idyllic and peaceful place like Galesburg makes him stray to a corridor at Grand Central Station that takes him into past year 1894. The third level can also refer to a level of reality that exists in our mind only, not in space and time. It is faculty of mind that makes virtual travel in time possible and opens numerous ways to escape reality of life. Let's focus on new words now. Psychiatrist, a medical practitioner specializing in the diagnosis and treatment of mental illness. Arched, it means curved. Spittoons, jar-like container into which people would spit. Derby hat, old-fashioned hat used by men in the past. Next word is leg of mutton sleeves, a sleeve that is extremely wide over the upper arm and narrow from the elbow to the wrist, as you can see in the photograph. Currency, money. Sideburns, a strip of hair grown by a man down each side of the face in front of his ears. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe English Tutorials by Poonam Thakur.